We have one more young Indian with us, Voice of the Young series. Hello, everyone. Right now, we have with us Apoorv Khatri. Let's listen to him. Over to you, Apoorv.
Hi everyone. Thank you, Professor, for calling me to your to your series. So my name is Apoorv, and currently I am a master student at Delhi School of Economics. And prior to that, I have done my bachelor's in civil engineering from Vellore Institute of Technology. I hail from Himachal Pradesh, basically, but I have lived in many cities throughout my life, like Chandigarh, Vellore, then Roorkee for a few months, and now currently I am staying in New Delhi, currently pursuing my masters. So coming to my journey, I I started my education in engineering, basically civil engineering from VIT Vellore, where I was much interested in engineering. I'll say I liked the subject. Uh, it was a great learning experience. VIT was a great place to learn and do different things. So uh, I was actually a part of a technical team. Which was basically indulged in a competition. In that competition, we made a canoe out of concrete, and the aim was to race it. So first we presented our canoe, our uh, our our college at the India level, where we won the conference. It was a group of 25 engineers from second and third years, and basically, and then we got a chance to represent India at the USA, but due to pandemic, we lost the opportunity and everything closed down. So that was a very major part of my engineering education, I'll say. Not only the technical aspects, but also the management aspects. For example, how to deal with professors, or maybe how to deal with people from whom we are procuring maybe some chemicals or some admixtures, or any sort of things like that. So that was a major learning experience during my undergraduation. And after that, uh,
So just
and
a
after that,
minute, Apoorv. What was the innovation in design? What
the
made it
innovation
so
in design.
special? What made it so special and different? What did you do in that canoe to make it so different?
Yes. So actually, it was our fourth canoe, means fourth canoe of our college. Right from 2014, I think we were constantly representing our college at the national level. And from the last two times we had lost the nationals. So the major goal of our team was to first to win the nationals. So for that, the basic things that needed to be done was that the canoe should be strong. Also, it should be strong, and it should be light, because we had to raise the canoe also with four people sitting in it. So it was a 22 feet canoe. It's a
Okay.
it was a large canoe.
Yeah.
So the basic, so I was the part of the mixed design team. I worked in three department mainly. The mixed design department, which we designed the concrete which had to be put on the canoe, uh, which was the main part. There were other teams also. For example, the design team, which actually designed the hull, how the canoe will look. There was some other parts that did the numerical calculations. For example, structural design team
Yeah.
that did. Yeah. So I was basically the part of mixed design team, which actually looked at the how what concrete. It wasn't just a normal concrete per se. We had to check out different permutation combination or different cementitious materials which are way lighter than cement, and bind with cement accordingly to give more strength and less weight to the whole concrete. So
Yeah.
so that was a long year project to find out the perfect mix.
Yeah.
So I remember we tested around 100 to 150 mixes. So we used to go every night in our labs after the colleges were over. The college was over, and we used to test the mix. We got one and we went with it. So it was one of the best mixes at the national level that we got to see. We had the best finishing, because finishing also matters because of the aggregate. Aggregate is like the stones which we use to
Yeah. Yeah.
give the strength to concrete. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was the basically my role in the whole team.
Okay. Good.
Yes.
That's and this cement or the material you used, is it commercially available or did you mix it yourself?
It's commercially available.
Uh-huh.
So it was a team funded by our college. Also, various firms, uh, for example, Ultratech and other many cements used to sponsor us and give us various materials for free, even 20 to 40 kilos of or 50 kilos of material free. Even one German company which sponsored us also gave free samples of a specific aggregate which is manufactured in Germany only.
Yeah.
So they also have helped us out. There, yeah. So that's how
So in
we
the
did it.
end, did you choose an Indian material or a foreign material? What was the one that won?
It was a mix of everything, because the aggregates gave the strength. So
Yeah.
basically, we used. I don't know if civil engineers will be listening to this
No,
podcast,
no,
but we
I'm
used.
I'm half a civil engineer. I'm listening.
Oh
So
yeah,
tell me.
so we used white cement, which is basically cement. It's white in color. We use metacolin. Metacolin is also a cementitious material,
Yeah.
which gives less weight and improves the strength.
Yeah.
So if used in certain percentage, so
Yeah.
12.5% is the optimal percentage of using metacolin,
Yeah.
and there's alkofine, and then there are various aggregates. Aggregates are the material which gives strength to
Yes,
concrete.
I know.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So for aggregates, we used there's a stone called pumice, which
Yes.
we use for scrubbing. So that's
Yeah.
the stone we use. Pumice. Pumice is a lightweight stone, so it gave the strength and as well as kept the weight light.
Yeah.
Pumice, and the other was the poravar. So poravar was the admixture. So it was the aggregate that we got from a firm in Germany. So they have helped us out with that. Uh, yeah, so
No, it
this was
wasn't.
basically.
The mix was international. A lot of it was Indian, but you got something from abroad, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
you mixed it. It was your mix. It was not a commercially available, ready-made mix. You mixed the different ingredients and fine-tuned it so that it could be as strong without weight. Everybody wants that these days. Strength
Yes,
without weight. This is the goal in engineering, in the automobile sector, everywhere, because weight is just energy waster. You want it to be strong, but you want it to be light, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Good. So
For example, now while constructing houses or multi-story buildings, the partition walls, because partition wall doesn't carry any load.
no.
So in India also, what I have seen around my place, now people are using lightweight concrete blocks, which are basically aerated with air so that they are lighter than the bricks or some other
Yeah. Okay.
some other
All right.
separation.
So it's proper civil engineering.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
It was proper hardcore civil engineering.
This is
But
what civil engineering is about. Good.
yes, yes,
All right. So I won't ask you about your classes and all because you already told me the highlight of your civil engineering and it was a big success. So congratulations on that. Let's continue.
yes. So basically, I had a plan to pursue MS in US. So I was already building my profile according to what is needed to do an MS in US. Uh, I had I had a paper, I had this project, and then I was also involved in various other activities. So in my I said third year, when the lockdown hit, that's when I started reading economics. And then actually it started with reading newspapers. So I used to read newspaper, and and I wasn't able to understand the financial news section of it. So I had a senior. I consulted him, like, what should I do? He was preparing for UPSC, the civil services, and he just told me that I'll give you some video references. You watch it, and uh, and and uh, and you'll be okay. You will be able to understand the financial news at least. So I did that. I started reading, watching some videos, reading some basic books, and then and that is when I got to know about macroeconomics and the central banks and how they worked. And that's how I got interested into economics.
Mhm.
I read about it more, and then got more interested, then read more books, and then I figured out, like, what are the opportunities that are available in this field. So that's how in lockdown only I got into economics, like reading the 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 BA stuff, which is prescribed by the universities.
Yeah.
So yeah. Also uh, I tried I for good 5 6 months I I read finance a lot, like, for example, the fundamental analysis and the technical analysis, and got a few certifications in that segment also. So I had a few friends who were interested in financial markets and the real estate market. So basically, that's how I also got to learn at that time about finance also. So
Yeah.
basically, finance and economics, which was what I was interested,
Yeah.
uh, was getting interested more and more in my
Yeah.
third year.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I narrowed it down to economics, because I think it is that economics is much vaster than finance. Finance only looks at the certain proportion of the economics field, but economics is much vaster. When I
Okay.
started reading, when I started reading it, I got to know about various fields. For example, development economics and macroeconomics, micro theory, and then the empirical stuff. And and then I read a few papers uh, in in banking segment mainly, and then I got more interested. I actually read papers related to systematic risk, and because I was interested in banking and finance, that's why I started reading from that portion, and and then got more interested, and then finally decided that I should maybe pursue career in economics, and then I started preparing for the economic entrances, and then in the last year I joined D school for my master's.
Is there any faculty in Vellore who is interested in economics? Did you consult anyone, or this was your own?
Actually, I didn't consult any faculty from my college uh, per se, but I watched a few videos on YouTube.
Okay.
There were some people who had shifted from engineering to economics, so I was able to make a pretty informed decision about that.
Okay.
Mm,
And how did it feel? You finished your first year, right?
yes, yes.
So you shifted from Vellore to Delhi and from
Yeah.
engineering to economics. How was it?
I'll say it was great. It was the best decision of my life. But I think
Okay. Okay.
yeah, it wasn't easy at first because my parents were not able to understand, like, what the guy is trying to do. They were very against it, because arts has a stigma in India. Like, what job are you going to do
Yeah.
after an arts degree?
Yeah.
So I first I convinced them. I told them. I showed them the stats that people do get jobs. People are doing well in life after economics. and then I started reading the main economics, the BA books. And
Yeah.
the more I read, the more interested I got into economics.
Okay.
And it has continued to be the same in my master's also. Master's is hard. It takes much more involvement as compared to the bachelor's level, I think. But yeah, it's a learning process. It has been wonderful.
Oh, wonderful. That's I'm really, because many people say that it's one thing to get into Delhi school, it's another thing to survive. But you seem to be surviving well, right? You're thriving, right?
Yeah, well, I'm enjoying the process. I'm
Okay.
learning a lot.
Okay.
That's what I only wanted from
Okay.
the school, and I'm getting that.
Okay. Wonderful. And did you do any internships, or in Vellore you were so tied up with that project? Or did you do any internships in Delhi? What's going on?
Yeah, that's the thing that I I have lacked throughout my academic career, because in Vellore, I actually secured an internship at Delhi Metro Rail Corporation. It was a summer internship, but then the pandemic hit, and in civil engineering, it's not possible to do the work remotely, because
No,
I was basically interested in concrete and structural, and that cannot be done from home.
no. It has
So
to be done
so
in a lab.
yes,
Has to
so
be done.
so in our so in our internship, we did a project only. It was a project in transportation engineering.
Yeah.
So we did that project, and then we also did a thesis in our final year. So thesis was a great experience, because my faculty advisor was very very good. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
What was the thesis about?
so the thesis was about so thesis was a continuation of a work that was done in Kerala to build cycling infrastructure. So what Kerala government did in 2017 or 18 is that they just painted the roads green, to mark the separation between cycling and the vehicular traffic.
Yeah.
And obviously it wasn't a success, because we need good cycling infrastructure. So this was basically the idea of our supervisor. uh, uh, he saw that this is happening, and then what we decided is, the 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 title of the project was bringing back bicycles on Indian road,
Hmm.
transportation and policy analysis,
Okay.
in which we did a technical analysis also and a policy analysis also.
Hmm.
Technical analysis per se, for example, what needs to be the optimum width of the carriageway in which cycling will be done, and how the intersection will be made.
Yeah.
So we took a lot of help from Netherlands. So actually, Netherlands is a great success
Yes.
as far as cycling infrastructure is
Definitely.
goes. and
How
and
did you
and
reach out? How did you reach out to Netherlands? Through your professors or directly?
no, we got their manuals, which they use to build the infrastructure.
Okay.
So that's how. Actually, the faculty also is also from transportation
Yeah.
engineering
Yeah.
field only. So he guided us, and then we got the data. We read the codes. It was 2 3 codes. The code name was Montgomery cycling codes. We read the codes, and then we changed it into the Indian conditions, and then we also modeled it,
Yeah.
uh, uh, model it using the the computer aided design, which we
Yeah.
use in civil engineering
Yeah.
to build models.
Yeah.
And also because India is a heterogeneous country, so we took surveys in different parts of India also. For example, we took surveys in 3 places: Himachal Pradesh, Pune, and Bhubaneswar, that is in Odisha.
Yeah.
Uh, so obviously in Himachal, cycling will have less take up because of the hilly terrain.
Yeah.
But it is expected to be a better suited for places like Pune or Bhubaneswar because of the
Yeah.
plains.
Yeah.
So we took a survey and we asked people. So this process is called stated response survey analysis, in which we put people into the position to answer the question, thinking as if they were actually making decision at that point.
Yeah.
So we gave them a few options. For example, will you like carriageway that is totally separated from the traffic, or with a physical separation, or will
Yeah.
you like a traffic a system where the only a line separates
Yeah. Yeah.
the both. So that's how we did. We asked a lot of questions. It was around 20-25 questions that we asked, and then we got the data, we coded it, and then we presented it. Also, uh, also the policy part was related to the cost analysis, at how the cost can be kept minimum.
Yeah.
That we that was a try to figure out using how Japan does it. So Japan also has a very good cycling network. Also Canada. So they also use various methods to keep the revenue, sorry, the costs down. So these all were the things that we
Okay.
that we did.
Wonderful.
Also,
It sounds so exciting, actually. It really sounds like, you are using the world's knowledge and combining it to make it suitable for India. And that's really great. Okay. All right. What about your future?
yeah, so I'm interested in economics. So currently, I have thought about pursuing a career in economics research. So I'll try to take up an area after my master or during my masters, and then maybe after 1 or 2 years I'll apply for a doctorate. So so that's the plan
Okay.
for now.
Sounds wonderful. Any problems you see along the way, or you think it's likely to work out, though you don't know the exact shape?
Yeah, I'm a bit I'm a bit confused about like I know I am still in the exploring phase because we are just taking up electives uh, in in our college also in our second year. So I'm a bit confused which field I like the most,
Okay.
and under which professor I will do RA,
Yeah.
because in RA it doesn't matter a lot if you do RA in some other field.
Yeah.
You only need to get the exposure of doing research. You can change your field after
Yes.
doing an RA. It doesn't matter in which topic, sorry, under which
Yeah.
professor you work. So I'm a bit confused about that aspect because I find everything interesting. In yeah, in my second semester, I read agriculture economics. I found it amazing. Like I didn't know that these type of things can also exist in, for example, power relations.
Yeah.
Power relations do exist in the agriculture transactions. So we had 2 or 3 papers related to that topic. So it gave a lot of information.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Any tips for juniors? You've done so many
Junior,
different things, any tips that you have for them? Because you said you saw a video of a person who had shifted from engineering to economics and that helped you. So why don't you give some tips to juniors who may be either thinking or just want to hear from your experience?
yeah, the best tip that I can give anyone is try to explore what you want to do. There might be certain times when you feel like you are lost because something you found interesting, and after reading it sufficient enough, you got to know that no, it's not my calling. I'm not liking enough. So that's a very uncomfortable situation. uh, I reached that situation many times during my undergraduation, but I kept exploring. I tried to find what I like,
Yeah.
uh, and that worked out for until now perfectly fine for me. So the best advice is to be more explorative. Find find what you like. Try to read books. I mean, reading books is the best thing that you can
Okay.
do. For example, in my lockdown, I read around in the lockdown period. Read around 50 books during that period. Majority of them were non-fiction.
Yeah.
So try to read, because reading gives much more ideas.
Yeah.
You can learn from others' experience also. You
Yeah.
might get you might get inspired. For example, after watching few of your that videos that you post, uh, s- there was one video in which there was one guy who went to various clinics in Delhi to find out how are they working. So that was something very inspiring.
Yeah.
So I also got inspired from that. Like, this can also be done, even if you don't have much quantitative knowledge. You can just look around yourself, uh, find out more, research more, and that's how you do it.
Okay. So I think we can end here today, and we can come back to you in a year to see what happens when you finish your master's and where
Yeah,
you are
sure.
headed on a new adventure, I suppose. And you, we will know better then at that time where you are. And let me know when you finish your master's. And are you going to sit for the placements in Delhi school? Everybody says placement, placement, placement. Are you going to do that? Or you're
I'll
going
sit
to?
for the I'll sit for the placements, but just for the sake of it, because I haven't experienced placements in my whole life. So I just want to get that experience of sitting in placements, going through the pressure. I want to see that how it goes.
All right.
But I'm sure I'll do research.
All right. Okay. So thank you, Apoorv. It was great to talk to you. Let's say bye at this time to the viewers, and we'll be back with you probably if you are still interested 1 year from now. Okay. So bye bye, everyone. I'll be back with another young Indian or an expert soon. Bye.